So I don't know about you, but I feel like the world is changing at such a quick rate at the moment, and this might sound a bit bizarre, but I also feel like I'm waking up almost every day a different person. And of course we're always evolving and growing and learning from the experiences of the day before, but I feel like it's happening at a much faster rate than what it's ever happened before, which I'm finding a really interesting thing to ride the waves of and work through. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because from my YouTube channel's perspective, it means I've headed out a number of times in recent months and began to film videos that I intended to piece together into a big monthly video with a nice theme and concept surrounding it. But what I'm finding is that by the time I get round to editing the video, which sometimes can only be a couple of days later, I feel like I'm just on to something else. I've got another idea. I'm not quite the person I was 2 days ago, which means I've been left with this bank of short videos and numerous photographs that are just lying on a hard drive, not doing anything. And I was going to bury them and just continue progressing forwards and seeing what happens. But then I was looking back at them this morning and I thought it would be a real shame if I don't share some of these with you, because there's some beautiful footage, some lovely photographs and some interesting and thought-provoking concepts that may help to give you some inspiration in your own photographic and life journey. So I'm going to begin with maybe, we'll see what happens, but maybe a short series of these shorter videos that I've been making over the winter, starting with this one today. Now this was filmed back in November. It was one of the most beautiful sunrises I've had the privilege of witnessing in recent months. There's some lovely footage in this and some lovely photographs, which is why I really feel called to not just let it sit in a hard drive somewhere, to actually share it. So I'm sharing this video with you today with the intention of hopefully giving you some of that inspiration, so that next time you're out in nature with your camera, you'll take some time to not only do photography, but to allow yourself to simply bear witness to the beauty of the natural world around you. Enjoy. Do you ever head out with your camera and feel so in awe with the beauty that greets you that you almost don't want to take your camera out, and instead simply want to stand and bear witness to the beauty before your eyes? That's what happened to me on this morning, when I was greeted with one of the most beautiful sunrises I'd seen in a long time. A few days earlier, I had spoken to Paul Sanders for the Photographic Connections podcast, where he had shared that he often is so taken aback by the beauty of nature that he regularly comes home from mornings like this with no images. He would much rather bear witness to its beauty, harbouring the positive emotions that he feels inside. When I heard him say that, I already understood what he meant. There's been so many times that I've headed out and the conditions have just been so beautiful. And I've been running around trying to create images and missed it. But not just photographically, also just in that moment, being able to witness such a beautiful thing unfold before your eyes. See the true essence of nature right before you. And of course, it's wonderful to make some images of that moment, both to remember them as memories, but also to create some beautiful images that we may enjoy to look back at for many years to come. But there are times when we head out where things are just so incredibly beautiful that all you want to do is stop and watch and see every bit of the beauty that's happening around you. It goes back to considering why we got into photography.
You know, every single one of you will have a slightly different answer to this. But like for me, it was an excuse. You know, having a camera was an excuse to get outdoors. It gave me the incentive to head out time and time again. And it gave me that excitement. You know, what am I going to see today? What images am I going to come back with when I get home? But it's always been just that tool to get me out. And then the images I create off the back of that are just a bonus. So if I bear witness to a beautiful moment like I've just seen this morning and I don't create any images, I'm really not that bothered because I have that memory inside of me and I was able to truly enjoy the moment. Now, I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that we shouldn't photograph moments like that. Of course, it's exciting too, and it's really enjoyable to be able to make the most of that light and create images that are really striking and interesting and unusual and really depict these beautiful moments so that we can showcase them and share them with others, or just keep them to ourselves if that's what we want to do, of course. But what I am just suggesting is, on occasion, if you come out and the conditions are so incredibly beautiful that it really touches you somewhere deep inside, that your soul just starts to sing, and there's this almost calling inside of you just to stop and just to witness what's going on around you. Listen to that, because maybe in that moment you need that. You need that moment of peace, that moment of solitude, that moment of just completely disconnecting from everything and just witnessing a beautiful moment that will give you so much peace, tranquility, relaxation, and a real sense of well-being.
And with that in mind, let's take a few moments to witness this beautiful moment.
I guess everything in life is about balance, isn't it? It's about balancing these gorgeous moments and creating images out of them, but also stepping back from time to time and fully watching them, seeing them, connecting with them, and just being like, wow, isn't nature beautiful? And just stopping to really see it. I definitely think this is a philosophy that I'm going to incorporate more and more into my work moving forwards.
Now, I did make a couple of images on this morning, and I of course filmed this video too, but I definitely spent more time witnessing nature's beauty than I did photographing it, and I felt so enriched by the experience. May you enjoy the beauty of nature that surrounds you. If you enjoyed this video and would like to connect with me further, I offer one-to-one online mentoring, in-person immersive photography weekends here in Scotland, an online community, a weekly podcast, and I've just launched a new immersive week-long photography course entitled Learning to See. If any of this would be of interest to you, you can find all the details at photographicconnections.com. Your time and support is so greatly appreciated.